There's one rotation remaining. LSU on the floor exercise, Cal on beam, and you see the team score. LSU 147.5, California 147.125. So LSU with a slim lead heading in to the final rotation. Let's review what we just saw. LSU on beam. Bridget Dean's score was discarded. Sarah Finnegan turned in a near-perfect 9.95, and the lowest LSU score on beam was a 9.825 by Edney and Desiderio. And then we go to the floor for Cal, and you see scores ranging from a high of 9.85 by Tony Ann Williams to 9.675 by Solnaki. So there is some catching up to do for Cal on beam, and one of the most exciting events of the meet coming up for LSU. We'll be back to show you the conclusion after this timeout on the SEC ESPN Network. Well, we come to the concluding event. LSU with a 147.5. California with a 147.125. Look at this place tonight. Last year, LSU averaged more than 12,000 fans per meet, second in the country, first in the SEC. And the popularity of gymnastics continues to explode, not only in Baton Rouge, but across the country. And just one exposure to this sport by fans who have not seen it before, it's addictive.
And you'll notice after the Olympics, it gets even more popular. And you'll see Dee Bro there. And every year she's gotten more and more enthusiastic about this team, about LSU. And since she started here, she's had 15 NCAA championship appearances in the last 16 years, 6 Super 6 appearances since 2008, and 12 individual national titles since 2002. So she's such a historic coach, and she's definitely leaving her legacy.
Lori, she's got something you cannot purchase, and that is enthusiasm. Genuine, ebullient enthusiasm all minutes of the day.
She's vivacious. She gets it. Her team loves that. They feed off that. But she also gets out into the community, and she does a lot of events giving back. And they just love their head coach, Dee Bro. They want to come here. They want to support her. They want to support this winning program as well.
She's worked so hard to get the buzz of LSU gymnastics into Baton Rouge and to get everyone excited about college gymnastics. And it really is the most family-friendly event in Baton Rouge to do on a Friday night. So
and
it's
one
really
of the
fantastic.
most affordable events to attend in all of college sports.
Yes.
Here's what's upcoming for California on beam. They've got some ground to make up, trailing 147.5 to 147.125.
And you saw the importance from LSU on being a strong beam team. They went into that rotation tied with California, and they pulled ahead with solid beam there. California needs to do the same. They need to hit 6 out of 6 routines to give them their best shot.
And it'll be Harold, Desiderio, Edwards, Kelly, Finnegan, and Edney on floor for LSU.
Strong floor lineup for LSU. It's always fun to see the new choreography and the exciting routines, especially from LSU. They do a great job.
Chelsea Shue.
Very interesting mount, a front aerial onto the balance beam. Quite often you see them play a little bit more conservative in terms of the mounts. Front aerial back handspring, trying to pull tight to avoid the wobble. Must show skills forward, sidewards, as well as down low on the beam.
Is there any part of the body that does not feel the stress and the strain when somebody's working beam?
It's everything from the mental aspect to the physical aspect. Balance beam is the whole package.
And it really takes a lot of core strength, actually. keep the balance, to pull it back on when you're slightly out of line. Quite often, you know, going into a skill, if it's a little bit off, you have to make that adjustment in the air. Like, say, on that dismount, the aerial goes crooked. You've got to pull that core tight to pull it straight over the beam. Well done on their lead-off routine.
This crowd is about to get fired up.
Fans, you know what time it is?
Ruby Harold will lead the Tigers off on floor, and this crowd is about ready to jump out of their seats. They love the floor exercise, they love the choreography, the huge tumbling, and LSU is one of the top teams on this event, so makes it extra exciting.
Ruby set a career high last year against TWU with a 9-9 on this event.
She averaged a little better than 9.85 a year ago.
Coach Didi Bro said she was one of their most consistent athletes throughout the fall training.
What are the judges looking specifically for?
They're looking for big tumbling. They're looking for landings. College gymnastics, you're going to see a lot of focus on form and landings, trying to save those little tenths, because by the time you get to college gymnastics, you can do your gymnastics. It's just cleaning it up and making it perfect.
A lot of the top teams will have opening E-level passes, like we just saw Ruby Harold do with that front double twist. So that little extra difficulty will help give them a little bit of an edge. Beautiful, quick extension on those leaps, especially that switch ring. The music has this subdued power, kind of similar to Ruby herself. Great routine.
All right. I think that was a fantastic leadoff routine. I think that they'll be happy with the score.
Over on the beam, California's Shoe at a 9.725 to open things.
There's that switch ring. The judges are looking for that back leg to be at the height of the head. She was well above that. If you saw a still photo, you'd be absolutely amazed of the position she gets. 1.5 to a front layout, keeps that straight body line. Excellent routine. And what I love about LSU is that there's no downtime in these routines. It is all out execution and exertion. Freshman Milan Classy now on beam for California. Big test for a young athlete here. Great job, switch leap, switch leap.
She's been very consistent today, so I'm expecting the same from her on this event. Nice front toss, little bounce check at the end of that. Handspring back layout, that's her flight series. That is a requirement to have 2 acro skills directly connected. You cannot wobble in the middle of that, otherwise you will not receive your special requirement.
I was actually impressed to watch California during warm-up. They showed up here a little bit early. A lot of the athletes had on their earphones, going through their mental routines on each event, psyching themselves up. Also during their warm-up, the attention to detail, the arm positions, those were all being reinforced. And you can see those details paying off here.
It's a very nice routine, very solid, very consistent.
Score on the floor for the
Let's
Tigers,
quickly
Ruby
check on
Harold,
Ruby Harold's floor score, a 9.85. Very solid effort to lead things.
Christina.
And here is Christina Desiderio getting ready for her floor exercise.
She's an All-American on this event.
7 of them returning from LSU's 2018 gymnastics team.
Graduated early from high school last year to join the team. Did a great job for them in her freshman outing.
She'll open up with a nice double layout.
That's one of those E-level skills we talked about. Some of the top teams having multiple, if not all 6 of their athletes performing that level of difficulty.
Front tuck step out into a double tuck. She falls short.
I know both of you during your active careers have experienced the immediate disappointment of having a problem in a routine. How tough is it to come back mentally and finish as best you can?
It's very difficult because immediately you just want to redo. You want to do it again because you'll know you'll get it the next time. But you really have to finish strong because your team is relying on you. That could be a score that you need to count. So you have to get up and finish for your teammates.
And you usually know instantly the mistake that you made, and you definitely want to go back and do it again because you know you can do it.
And next time for LSU will be at Auburn.
Opening pass was pretty darn good. Double layout, E-pass. Big expression on her face after that. Second tumbling pass is difficult because it comes out of a front tuck. She threw her head into the double back and came in short.
Cassidy Keelan on beam now for California.
She is a junior and she's from Texas Streams Gymnastics.
Very consistent for her team. Opening with a nice, fully extended back handspring layout.
Very nice split jump into a split ring. And that is actually very difficult too because you have to throw your head back in order to get credit for that skill.
Front aerial, a slight hip turn there at the end for a small wobble. She competed in every meet last year for California, hit 93% of her routines.
Dismount. About 4.5. Not a lot of set on that dismount and took a small step, but overall a solid routine. Few wobbles here and there, but she got it done.
She dislocated her knee her freshman year and had to come back from that difficult injury. So great to see her out there competing strong.
Sarah Edwards averaged 9.778 a year ago.
It's 2018 SEC All-Freshman. 9.875 is her highest score on this event, and she's such a great athlete to watch. She's got tons of personality and a lot of power in her tumbling. She opened up with a beautiful E-pass front handspring double full.
Is this one of the events for LSU where we might see a different lineup at midseason or possibly at the end of the year?
That's definitely possible with this event and the other 3 events because at any point, those people who are pushing to get in the lineups could bust into the lineups and make their way. So it all depends. Thursdays before meets, LSU will typically do an inter squad and they'll compete more than just 6 people. And so they have to beat each other out in order to get in that lineup. So it really is, it's great to see because you push each other and that ultimately makes your team better.
And at some meets they will choose to rest some athletes, especially on this event, which is such a body-pounding event. And you mentioned earlier about having to come back from making a mistake. Sarah fell on her vault first event, had to sit on the sidelines the next 2 events, came back strong for a solid routine here for her team.
Very nice double tuck, great landing. And then a nice front full to punch layout. Great routine.
Cassidy Keelan on the California beam at a 9.75. And this is Sophie Seilnach. Look at that flexibility.
Another fun and interesting mount.
She was in every single beam and floor lineup last season. She proved to be very consistent, hitting 11 out of 14 beam routines last year. And she seems to be very consistent when it really counts, like at the NCAA championships last year.
You guys might make pretty good judges. Sarah Edwards was a 9.85, and that's about what you figured.
She was 3rd on beam at last year's Pac-12 championships with a 9.9. Her career high, though, is a 9.95.
Beautiful beam worker, very nice extension through her toes. Very nice releve positions. She even blew a kiss there. Having fun. And that's something that's very hard to do while on 4 inches.
I love to see her actually performing while up there trying to stay focused. Great job.
Score on the floor for the Tigers, Sarah Edwards, 9.85.
See her dismount again, a side aerial right into a back full. Sticks the landing, very nice.
And Tiger Bears, next on the 4 exercise for LSU.
This is the moment I know McKenna Kelly and her teammates and Tiger Nation has been waiting for. Her comeback from her Achilles injury.
And this crowd knows the courage this young lady has shown over the last 15 months for this moment.
I know she's definitely pumped. It's such an amazing thing to see an athlete come back after such a devastating injury.
Opening tumbling pass. It's a tough one. Tough on the ankles, tough on the Achilles, and bigger height than I usually see. She is pumped up.
That adrenaline's definitely pumping.
And there may be 1 or 2 people in our audience who do not know that Mary Lou Retton is her mother.
Absolutely. Beautiful second tumbling pass, a front lay into a front full. She's definitely having fun, savoring every moment. She goes into her Elite Series.
She has put so much work in over the last year to strengthen her ankles, her Achilles, all that rehab, so many hours. It's paying off here.
Coming back from an injury is definitely not easy, especially one like she had. An Achilles tendon injury is not easy to come back from, but she is back, and that was a beautiful first floor routine.
Powerful, big tumbling, big difficulty, and if you can believe it, she can do even more difficulty. We may see that come later in the season, but we talked about it earlier. They are slowly bringing her along. No problem here in that opening tumbling pass. The double layout, that's an E skill, and it was massive.
Her second tumbling pass.
She's got her mama's smile. She's got that bubbly personality. She's just a joy to watch.
Tony Ann Williams for Cal.
After the 9.7 by Sophie Salmaki.
Wow, a standing front tuck
Into a back layout.
Very beautiful.
You don't see that very often, do you?
No, you don't. Most people take a little step or a little run into their punch front. Doing it from a stand is very difficult.
The switch half, one of the most difficult leaps that you can do because it requires a leg change, a full split, as well as a half turn. To keep moving into every skill. Very few pauses throughout that routine. She attacked it.
Very nice routine.
By the way, McKenna Kelly's score was 9.9 in her first comeback attempt in 2019.
Very well done. You definitely could not ask for more. I know her teammates are happy to see her back.
Next on the floor for LSU.
And here's one of the most dynamic performers, Sarah Finnegan. The energy and the pop in this event, really spectacular.
The elegance in this routine is spectacular. Sometimes I just want to sit and watch.
You can't even talk about Sarah Finnegan without talking about her elegance. She's got it all. It's the whole package. And you don't see a lot of back twisting, and she does it very, very well. It's a very refined skill. She's got nice pop out of her back handspring, and she just spins with perfect form.
4 twists in that opening pass. Very difficult. Huge height, legs glued together on that double back.
obviously Claire Kearney does the choreography, and I think, as always, she does a fantastic job putting every move into the floor routine that reflects the athlete's personality.
There's not a lot of downtime as well. Every movement is purposeful. It works with the music, and it's big and fluid and exceptional. Hello, leaps. Those are gorgeous.
Yes, definitely way above the 180 mark. Final tumbling pass. Big double pike, but she opened up a little bit early, causing her to land a tiny bit short, but, I mean, very beautiful.
That is how gymnastics should be done.
Absolutely.
Every detail, the leaps, the choreography, the beauty, along with that great tumbling.
It's that first tumbling pass again.
Sky high, double back, legs glued together, and of course, her toes are pointed in the air.
You know, tonight we're going to see some bobbles on some landings. We're going to see some mistakes because January 4th is very early, and these girls are just getting out into the competition arena, just feeling these landings. They're fairly new for them right now, but as the season progresses, the landings are going to get tighter. They're going to get more confident in their gymnastics out in the arena, so there's more to come this season.
And it may be just a moment before we can determine the final score because there is a judges' conference on the final routine on beam for California, meaning the judges are discussing some points that somebody may have seen or somebody didn't see, and they're getting together to just talk over this score.
And that happens a lot. There can be disagreements among start values because someone didn't think something was connected, like a flight series or a leap connection or something like that, so they have to all make sure that they're on the same page before giving out the final score.
Do you guys think we'll ever come in this sport to what baseball and football and basketball has done, and that's a replay? In other words, judges going to a table and watching a video replay to determine whether that connection was indeed made.
I believe they do have access to a replay, but it's not often used. The judges do a fairly good job, and usually there is not an issue. And sometimes if you go back to the replay, they can actually take more deductions away if needed.
By the way, Sarah Finnegan, 9.95 in her opening meet on floor. So we're still awaiting for some final numbers to be tallied. And we'll stay with you, of course. We'll have Dee Bro with us in just a moment after we settle things. LSU has apparently won this meet, but we'll get the official call when these final scores are tallied.
Another freshman for Cal, and she is anchoring beam, and that is huge for a freshman to be in that anchor spot. Really shows the coaching staff's confidence in her.
Oh dear.
And she's trying to save it, not put her feet on the ground.
Good for her.
Takes a lot of strength and a lot of courage to get back up there.
And the LSU team en masse is clapping that effort.
Beautiful flight series, back hand, back leg.
Probably a little rattled after that first fall. Certainly she'll be a little disappointed after this meet, but I think in the end they'll look back at that and say, remember when my first competition experience, I did that at LSU?
It's definitely a learning experience. Every meet you learn something about yourself and your performance and what you can do better in the gym.
Taking it very well. She knows she can do better. She is a very accomplished and great gymnast.
Let's go back and look at this save.
It's very impressive. Switch leap into another switch leap, which was a very difficult connection, but her foot just slid off the side. That happens more often than you think.
And you can see how quickly something can go wrong. That foot just slips slightly. She basically kips up onto the beam, showing her strength and her passion, her drive. She did not want to put her feet down.
No.
Kennedy Edney on floor for LSU.
We're going to see some big tumbling from Kennedy. An All-American on this event and a mainstay in this lineup. Just shy of a 10 for her career high at a 9.975.
Hops her foot out of bounds there. 1/10 the deduction on that landing, but a massive double Arabian.
4.5 into a front layout. Solid.
Just floats that combination pass, makes it look easy. Like starting on beam, anchoring on floor is a huge role, especially if you are the home team, because this is the last performance of the night. Quite often a competition will come down to this routine. So
it's a lot of pressure.
A big role for her to fulfill, and she has what it takes. She's got that big, powerful tumbling and that fun routine that you expect to see at the end.
Ending with a big double tuck. She finished well after that first tumbling pass went out of bounds. And again, they had a great floor lineup. Just some landing issues here and there, but those things will get better as the season progresses, as the girls get more comfortable.
The skills are there. The endurance is pretty much there. They are physically prepared, so it's just dialing in some of those small details as the season goes on. This has been a fabulous start for LSU.
And Cal was very consistent all night on every event. They stayed in their own, and they definitely have some things to work on for sure, as does LSU, but they stayed within their own team, and they got the job done tonight.
So we will stay right here as we will get the final scores in just a moment.
Tiger fans, thank you for helping us open the 2019 season in record
10,778 fans on hand, an opening night record. Not many empty seats in this building at all. Last year, LSU averaged more than 12,000 fans, just over that. And I expect that number might be exceeded in a couple of weeks when the Florida Gators, one of the best teams in the country, bring their team into the Maravich Center.
I imagine we will see a packed house for that event. Two great SEC teams, highly ranked, going head-to-head. So some exceptional gymnastics.
The final team score for the 8th-ranked Cal Bears, 195-650.
You see Kennedy Edney with a 9.75. Well, let's go right to the Cal Beam team score.
Final score, 196-775.
Beam scores ranging from 9.625 to 9.750.
You can see in the background the head coaches, co-head coaches,
LSU,
husband and wife.
And LSU score from a 9.9 out of McKenna Kelly and a 9.95 from Sarah Finnegan to a 9.725 from Kennedy Edney. And the final team score, LSU is a winner in week 1, 196.775 to 195.65. And we will be back with a lot more, including Dee Bro, in just a moment on the SEC ESPN Network. Well, the curtain came up on the 2019 college gymnastics season tonight. Two top 10 teams doing battle in week 1, and the LSU Tigers, as they've done so many times before in this building, have defeated the Cal Bears 196-775 to 195-650. Welcome back, everyone. Dee Bro joins us now, and Dee, I know you have some mixed emotions about tonight. You've got to be thrilled about the turnout. You've got to be thrilled about the excitement. You get the victory, but it didn't start well for LSU.
Well, you know, you want the win. You want the win. We've got a young team out there, some kids that really have not competed yet in these events that they're in. Bridget Dean, 2 events tonight. She didn't see any action last year. We've got some kids that are ready to go on floor, but we went with the kids that we felt like had the most experience tonight. Christina Desiderio's beautiful in practice, and just didn't get the job done tonight. But man, what a great beam routine she gave us. So we had some ups and downs, and the first meet of the season, you want to be perfect, but you really don't expect to be perfect. And I think this team rallied. They realized we have a thing we call the law of holes. When you find yourself in one, quit digging, and they did. We left vaulting and left it over there. They went to bars, and I think that did everything that they possibly could do, and then went to beam and just showed a lot of maturity and a lot of composure, and the crowd just kind of lifted them up, and we went to floor, and the kids had a good time.
So what did you say to them after vault, missing 2 vaults, possibly 2 of your highest scoring vaults?
Yeah.
What did you say to them to get that kind of performance out of them in the
they
second and third rotation?
They got to walk away from that.
Yeah.
You know, it's not world hunger. Yeah. You walk away from it. You make mistakes, and you learn from it and move on. And, you know, hopefully we won't see that again. Ruby Harold does that sometimes. But Sarah, you know, we didn't expect it. I expected her to go forward and take a big step or something out of her vault. But, man, everybody else that vaulted really well. So, you know, you just can't complain when they dug themselves out of that hole and you get this kind of score on a. And we had some new rules. There's some new beam rules that I think are a little bit troubling. So, you know, like you can't hesitate. You can't wait. Everything's got to go. You can't have any hesitation at all. And I think our team did a great job handling that rule tonight.
You know, something we saw tonight was the literal empathy of this 10,000-plus crowd when McKenna Kelly came out after, 15 months of trying to come back from that devastating injury. And to see the crowd understand that and then give her that ovation.
They know, and, you know, she is really pushing hard, and, you know, we've got another tumbling pass that she can do in that routine, but we feel like right now, going into Auburn, this is what we're going to do. Florida coming in here, probably do this same routine, and then maybe try to put that double back in the middle pass as we get towards the middle, toward the end of the season. But, you know, we're getting a lot out of a great senior class, great leadership, great maturity, and it showed tonight. Sarah Finnegan, wow. I don't know what her all-around score was, but she was amazing tonight.
Well, doing some of her best gymnastics.
39.675.
She just brings it every time. You know, she's that person, and she just takes it, you know, like it's no big deal.
You've brought it every time for 42 years now. We thank you for that, and we'll see you down the road.
Thank you, and go Tigers.
You betcha. Dee Bro, the winning coach again tonight, as the LSU Tigers in Week 1 get the victory. So that's the story from the Maravich Center tonight. For Lori Strong-Ballard and Kaylee Abood, I'm Lynn Rollins saying so long from Baton Rouge, where the Tigers beat the Cal Bears 196.775 to 195.65. To watch this entire meet on replay, as well as other games on our family of ESPN networks, log on to watchespn.com or download the Watch ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.